Hi, welcome to 6 for 60 Follow Up Friday for the week of January the 20th. I believe that's what this is. Um, but anyway, real quick, I promised you all my impression of Star Trek Starfleet Academy. And at this point, you should have seen the first two episodes, possibly a third, because I'm recording this before the third episode actually has come out. But I just want to right off the bat admit that I was originally a huge Star Trek hypocrite. I was that typical Trek fan. Oh no, it's new Trek. It's horrible. Oh no. When TNG first came out, I really did not watch it. But considering that first season, I don't think you can really blame me. Maybe you can, but that's okay. I'll take all judgments. Um, but anyway, I've grown and now I accept all new Trek wholeheartedly, open arms, open heart, open mind, and I'm excited. And I'm going to give you my 6 reasons, my 6 for 60, why I feel that Star Trek Starfleet Academy is a worthy continuation in the Star Trek universe. So, one, it's all about Federation values. So the Federation the universe has done without the Federation for like over 100 years at this point. So, of course, there's going to be pushback as the Federation tries to reestablish itself as a leader, as a moral leader in the existing world. And I am not sure why people are surprised by that or why they're fighting back on that being like a major premise for the show, because we saw it in Discovery, and I feel like it's going to be a very major plot point moving forward in this series and any other series that continues in this timeline. It just makes sense to me. So, um, personal integrity struggle, item number two for me. So there's a open conflict situation where a Starfleet commander is questioning Federation actions. Um, so there's some wrangling with maintaining order and discipline in this new normal, and Captain Nala gave up her position due to this internal struggle. Again, classic Star Trek. Even though we love the Federation and Starfleet and all that they stand for, sometimes they do questionable things. And that has been from TOS through all the other iterations. Again, I love it. That was in my original 6 for 60. One of the things that I loved about Star Trek, that people just don't blindly follow it. They just don't blindly, follow the Federation. And Starfleet, they think for themselves. So, number three, new for us is the War College. So, just from some of the commercials, it looks like there's some pranks going on between Starfleet Academy and the War College, but I expect and hope that some of the conflict between the two becomes more serious as we move forward and as they really explore the different reasons that they're there and the goals that these separate institutions are trying to meet. It was a little bit reminiscent to me of when they first introduced Makos on the ship in Enterprise. Archer, admitted that when that was first suggested, he said, "We don't need soldiers on the ship because we're peaceful. We're going out to explore." And then when he got his butt whipped a couple of times, he was like, "Where the heck are the Makos?" We might need to be able to defend ourselves while we're out exploring and trying to meet new people. So, again, I'm looking forward to where they go with this. And third, it's just, fourth, for the old folks, series incorporation. I love that we had characters from Lower Decks. There was an Exocomp, and I think this one is named Almond Basket. And on Lower Decks, the Exocomp was named Peanut Hamper. It's just silly, again, if you didn't like Lower Decks. And then there was Rock, spelled ROK, from Prodigy. And we had pavilions and plazas named after characters from TOS. And very quickly on the screen, the only name I saw on like the Hall of Fame screen was Harry Kim, and that he had made it to Admiral. I had to watch some other stories and other reports to catch all the names because I have old eyes. So I didn't read it that fast. Maybe I'll catch some more later on if I rewatch some episodes. But I appreciate that. And I'm sure we're going to see more of that moving forward. So my fifth thing out of my 6 for 60 is the location options. So a big drawback for some people with DS9 was that it took place on a space station and not a starship. So now we have the best of both worlds. The Starfleet Academy is literally a ship. So while we're docked on Earth for now, I mean, it might move to Beta Z when they build the new Federation headquarters. But for now, it's on Earth in San Francisco. But there are options, and there were some, discussion that they're going to use the ship to explore and have lessons out in space. So people should be happy that they're not stationary. They will be going out and doing things on this very powerful ship. Hopefully they'll upgrade the weapon systems and all after the run-in. Just trying to get started. And my sixth reason why I think that Star Trek Starfleet Academy is right on point and worthy to be in the Star Trek universe is for the old and new aliens. So some of the old aliens, when they were just panning all the students, one of the big ones that people had an issue with were the Charon. They're from that TOS episode, Let That Be Your Last Battlefield, season 3, episode 15, the half black, half white folks. And everybody was saying, oh, if they're there, then that negates that entire episode. And what was the point? And okay, well, first of all, it's hundreds of years later. And I don't think it's outside the realm of possibility that there was a sleeper ship or a lost colony, or maybe, heck, even the preservers showed up and saved these people since they were headed towards extinction. We saw the preservers in TOS. Cannot remember the name of the episode off the top of my head right now, but it was the Miramani. Kirk was on this idyllic planet with what appeared to be indigenous Americans, Native Americans, and they had a oral history of being saved by these gods who came and took them away. And we also saw them in Voyager. Chakotay is on this planet. He sees folks with the same tribal markings that he has. And we learned that, yes, these aliens had come and taken people away to another planet. So we don't know. But I'm sure we're going to find out, and it'll be a great story, and we should be happy. The second half of this last one are new aliens. So I'm going to have to admit that when news of some of the stars came out and they said Gina Yashir was going to be in the show, and I'm like, a comedian? What are we doing with a comedian in this show? But I love her character. She was absolutely just on point to me. If I had to write a combo Jem'Hadar Klingon character, I think she was spot on because, Worf aside, Klingons are jovial, happy, even though they're fierce warriors, they are jolly. Well, maybe jolly's not the right word, but they are, they like to have a good time. We'll just say it that way. They have a good sense of humor, and they, sing and have a good time. So now we know that the Jem'Hadar supposedly were all males. I think it was implied they didn't have reproductive organs. So I really would like to know how we got a Klingon Jem'Hadar hybrid, And I'm sure we'll find out, and it is going to be interesting. And I'm excited to hear the backstories, to learn the backstories. Um, so it'll be exciting, whatever happens. And that's my 6 for 60. Now, just because I'm not being negative, but I am a Trek fan, so I do have a couple of points. I would like to see a few changes. So, one, I would like for them to incorporate or at least mention the Federation president. I was looking for Saru and his wife. I don't, just wondering, where the heck they were. It seems that they would have been involved in the discussions with the Betazoids, um, and maybe I missed it. It's possible if somebody else caught the conversation and explained why the Federation president wasn't there. I can't remember her name off the top of my head right now, but I would just wonder why, and maybe they'll explain that later on. And I'm not a huge fan of the villain they chose. I really hope we get a new one, or new ones, multiple ones, anything, with different dialogue choices. I think the dialogue choices they selected for that villain work, but overall, the whole character does not work for me. And I will just leave you with origami chicken. I think that sums it all up. Um, and I hope they can avoid too much teen angst. From the commercials I've seen for the third episode, it seems like we've got pranks going on between Starfleet Academy and the War College. But again, I know these are young beings and it's a school. I just really hope we can avoid too much of the teen drama. I know some will be there, but I hope it's not the focus of every single episode, and that we get them in some real exploratory situations. Maybe they're out doing a exercise somewhere out in space, and we get strange anomalies, some radiation, planet phase shifting. Just something where we can have some science and science questions and things going on, and I'm sure they will. We'll get some research projects possibly, so we'll get some throwback to some old things, and maybe they'll learn some new things, and it'll be exciting. And I'm looking forward to it, whatever they do. So that's it. That's my follow-up Friday. Unless we get questions when the regular 6 for 60 episode airs. All right, thank you so much. I hope you all have a great weekend, and again, thank you for watching.